Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to Solomon's Porch with your host Jason
And Shawn.
and we are back with another episode here on the porch. Thank you so much for tuning in, for anybody who is tuning in. And I hope you noticed that the last time I actually put out the podcast. I think I'm proud of myself. I think I'm proud of myself.
You think you're proud of
I
yourself?
think I'm proud of. I'm not sure yet. No, I'm not real sure. Because it really doesn't take a whole lot of time. It just takes a little bit of time. But I got it up, so I hope all you podcast listeners were able to listen and enjoy that. And I want to thank y'all again for tuning in. So before we get started, we do want to thank our sponsors for the show, True Strength Apparel. Make sure you go check out TrueStrengthApparel.com. The hat that I'm wearing here on the video footage came from there. So if you want to get some cool merch, go check that out. Also, we want to thank Disciple. That's DESIPLE, a soul-stirring testimony reflecting over trials and tribulations he overcame by the grace of God. Disciple is a contemporary trap artist from Detroit, Michigan. With God's anointing and witty, edgy flow, he testifies and paints pictures of God's redemption and restoration. Since 2015, he has released various EP singles and albums, touring the Midwest region, ministering and evangelizing through the urban community. So, Disciple, it sounds good. I played his music on the last episode. So, if you listen to that last podcast, then you can check out that song. But if you didn't, go check him out, DESIPLE. So, go check him out. Yeah, man. Right. So, how you been, man, since the last time we recorded?
Pretty good. I've got a little bit of sinus, something that's been kind of like ears for a while, but otherwise pretty good.
Awesome. Oh, I gotta correct. Here we go. My bad, man. So I gotta adjust the audio on some of this stuff. So
that was my bad.
There we go. There's that. Yeah, man. So sorry, we have had issues with production on the show today. A lot of my equipment was not working right, and so I've spent a lot of time the past 2 hours us trying to figure out how to get the show going. We got a side camera here. We can wave at that, Shawn. Let everybody say hello, so y'all can see us from the side. There we go. Much better now. I apologize for that feedback, everybody. But
okay.
So just to let you know, a little bit ago, I was very, very, very frustrated. My wife looked at me and said, "You look very frustrated." I said, "I am." So anyway, we're back on the show. So a lot has happened since the last time we recorded. Primarily, a lot has happened because of Disney Plus Day.
Yeah.
So why don't we just jump into all the stuff that happened during that, all the announcements, the trailers, kind of give our thoughts and what we were looking forward to.
Okay, so the D Plus Day, I would dare say call them leaks.
Yeah. There's a lot of them.
Yeah. So there was a lot of interesting new content, such as the Boba under the helmet, sort of a background and history of Boba Fett, which was really pretty cool video. So if you have D Plus, you haven't been on lately, then you might not know that it's there. Check it out. But there's also a little bit of it's more of a teaser because we don't really get any actual footage as far as I could tell. It all looked like it was all old footage of Kenobi.
It was concept. It was
right.
It's pretty much just concept
no
footage.
Real footage.
No, not actual footage of the new show.
Right.
Yeah.
So
what'd you think about the concept art?
Oh, well, yeah, definitely very interested. I mean, obviously, as soon as they first started talking about it, I was super stoked. I was like, wow, this is going to be awesome. Being able to bring Christian Haydenson back to be Darth Vader, which we've talked about on the show before. Super excited about that as well. Now's the time to do it because Hugh McGregor's not getting any younger.
That's true.
So, we're going to get to a point where if we don't do the shows and the movies with the characters that are still around right now, they're going to age out. So, we got to get on the ball with it. So
yeah, so there is going to be another fight scene between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Well, I guess technically this would be the first fight between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Vader, right.
So that's kind of exciting. I know a lot of people, I guess it depends on your perspective. For some people, it's exciting. For other people, they're just like, no, don't do it. Because ideally, if I'm not mistaken, Sean, you can correct me. You're much more expert on Star Wars than I am. If I'm not mistaken, in A New Hope, he said, I'm much stronger than the last time we faced. And the whole idea was that was happened. That's, according to episode 3, people took that to mean Mustafar.
Right.
Right? So, I mean, technically, it didn't say the last time I fought him was on Mustafar.
Right.
He just said I'm much more powerful than the last time we fought.
So it could be whenever.
So I just know a lot of people have an issue with, going back and changing things and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, I'm excited. I loved Ewan McGregor. Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan, my favorite Jedi character in the films or in shows at this point. So I'm really excited, man.
Yeah. Well, and so then there was also this video that Disney put out that had sort of encapsulated the shows that they dropped this year, and it was neat. The way that they flowed from one show to the next and connected them was really cool. But then they started dropping new content on us. So we got a little bit of sneak peek on, let's see, I mean, the list is huge, to be honest with you. She-Hulk, Ms.Marvel, Moon Knight, Agatha House of Harkness, Spider-Man Freshman Year, Echo, Marvel Zombies, Ironheart, Secret Invasion, I Am Groot, What If Season 2, and X-Men 97.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like the list went on and on. Separate from that, we did also get a little bit of a teaser for Willow.
It's a sequel series.
Yeah, sequel series. So we still get Warwick as Willow, and but obviously he's aged, so they're not going to de-age him or anything like that, which they talked about in the little snippet that they posted.
They made fun of that.
Yeah. And it's a cute little video, so I would encourage watching it regardless of whether or not you're really interested in Willow.
Yeah, I mean, it was, it's funny. One of the young ladies was like, that was before I was born.
Right.
And I was just like, man, obviously they're having fun. They're poking fun at the age of Willow, at the age of Warwick Davis. And so all of that's, it's pretty funny, pretty comical. And so I was, kind of giggling here and there. Seemed a little bit forced, a little bit. Warwick seemed like he was like trying to, but, if it was like Ryan Reynolds, it probably would have felt a little more.
Even more so.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I haven't been waiting on a Willow sequel. I just thought Willow was Willow and it was done.
Yeah. And out of everything that they had listed, I think, honestly, probably She-Hulk and I Am Groot and Moon Knight are probably the most interesting to me. Agatha, I think is going to be interesting, but I could take her to leave it. Spider-Man Freshman Year, whatever. Marvel Zombies, I didn't even like it in the What If series, so
That's a shame.
And I mean, What If Season 2, sure, it's I'm sure it's going to be pretty decent, but I'm not like super anxious for it. I wasn't that anxious for this one, even though there were a couple of really good episodes that I thoroughly enjoyed. Ironheart, we didn't get much information on it.
If you read the comics, then you know the premise of it.
Right. And so that could be pretty cool, but I don't know, man. There's just the bringing back Sam-El.
Secret Invasion is what I'm excited for.
Is going to be potentially really cool, but I think it could also be a really big bust too. So I'm holding off on being too excited until it comes out.
For me, the bust was the utilization of the scrolls in Captain Marvel. That really upset me.
Okay.
I just didn't feel like they utilized them well. But Secret Invasion, maybe they'll come back and fix it because it's still Skrulls invasion. So,
Right.
so it still
It's
keeps
still
that
scroll
premise.
related, right?
So I'm okay with that, but I just hope there's not too big. Like, can we just do something without there being a huge political statement? Please? Like, just do something that's interesting. I mean, please. Just Marvel, please. But Kenobi, I am interested in She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to introduce Red Hulk.
Joe. Oh, okay.
I think there might be an introduction of Red Hulk,
Okay.
at least the concept. Moon Knight, I'm really excited about. I can't be excited about Echo yet because we haven't met that character in the MCU at this point, but we will in a couple weeks. And, well, she'll be in the show that's premiering in a couple weeks.
Right.
I guess
As
that's
to
a better.
win and whatever.
Yeah. Secret Invasion.
Which of course is Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. So I think I am Groot. I'm excited. I can't remember if it's live action or not. If it's like the Groot from from Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm a little more excited. If it's animated, I don't like the animated quite
Yeah.
as much.
I'll take animated.
I mean, I'll take animated, but I just don't know how great it's going to be. But so far, I mean, their animations have been decent on Disney Plus.
Yeah, the
so,
What If series.
Yeah, and I'm excited for Boba Fett. So,
Yeah.
the interesting thing was the Disney Plus subscription, as of now, is around 118 million. They're hoping to hit 230 million to 260 by 2024. However, on the day, the Disney Plus day, I think they were expecting like 10 million new subscribers that day, and I think they hit 20% of that.
Oh, really?
So they didn't hit what they wanted to hit.
Well, I don't think it was advertised quite as well as it could have been.
No, not at all.
And their two movie forerunners were Shang-Chi and
Eternals.
no, on D Plus.
The movie with The Rock, Jungle
Yeah, Jungle
Cruise.
Cruise.
Yeah.
And I don't know that that's really enough to really draw people in. Now, I love Shang-Chi. I thought it was a great movie. Lots of positives about it. But I don't know that it's strong enough to really reel people in. So, will you see an uptick when you release Book of Boba? I believe you will.
Yeah, all the Star Wars fans are coming back.
Well, at least that.
Yeah.
But I think there's going to be new fans that are going to, tag on because of it. So,
Yeah. So, those are the things I'm excited about. So, speaking of streaming platforms, it's interesting. Netflix is moving into merchandise now. I saw a Facebook ad of them trying to sell Netflix clothing. I'm like, really?
Why?
Now, I could understand them selling, like Stranger Things, like the different properties that they own, as far as shows that they stream and films and stuff like that.
Sure.
I could see them definitely selling that content and making money off of that. But Netflix itself, I don't know anybody who wants to wear a Netflix shirt or pants.
Well,
Maybe Netflix and chill just to be comical, but that's about it.
I think back to, say, like Blockbuster. At the time that everybody was using Blockbuster, who would want a Blockbuster t-shirt? Nobody wanted a Blockbuster t-shirt. But now it's retro cool. So
that's about it.
I don't know. Maybe they're planning on going out of business, and they know the T-shirts will sell afterwards. I don't know. Anyway,
Maybe so. I doubt Netflix is going out of business, though. I
no,
heard.
I doubt it.
What's that new movie? Red. It's with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds. My cousin was telling me about it today. I'm gonna have to watch it later today. But he said it was great. He said their chemistry was really good.
Okay.
So I do want to mention real quick though, and this isn't new news, but I did want to talk about it momentarily. Is Kanye West? He's been doing the Sunday morning services, and he's been, I guess, friends with Justin Bieber for a while. And Justin Bieber and Kanye are both, I call celebrity Christians. They are people that are well known, that are outspoken Christians. Kanye's got a little bit of a Hebrew Israelite in him from the interview he did recently. But they had Marilyn Manson at the Sunday morning service. And with that, they prayed with Marilyn Manson. Now, this is kind of a big deal because Marilyn Manson, a lot of people in the past have at least said that he was a leader of a satanic church and different things. And so seeing him at a Sunday service kind of in prayer, he wasn't praying that I saw, but he was there bowing his head in prayer with Kanye and Justin Bieber. And Justin Bieber was, casting out demons, or he was saying, Lord, we cast out anything that's demonic or any demons or anything like that here today. And so a lot of people were criticizing both of them, and for me it was like, praise God that Marilyn Manson is around Christians who are praying, and Marilyn Manson's being respectful of it, and he's there.
Yeah.
So I was like,
nothing else, just take that.
At least that. At least that. And so many people have so many issues with freaky deaky stuff that they can't allow anybody to be around Christians who have any ties to what appears to be demonic. And I'm not gonna lie. I think a lot of what Marilyn Manson has done musically has sounded somewhat demonic. I think if you listen to a lot of his music, you can kind of hear it. There's things that he says in there, but I would never say that he is demonic himself.
Well, and here's the thing is that, it's really nothing new. The idea of doing something that is going to be controversial, to push people's buttons, always sells. If you look at Kiss, okay, I mean, they were in makeup. It was all theatrics, lots of pyrotechnics. Gene Simmons had the little piece of skin under his tongue cut, so that way his tongue comes out and, sort of slithers and stuff. Yeah. And he had fire blowing out of the end of his bass guitar. And he was nicknamed the Demon. But is he satanic? I've not seen anything remotely like that, but of course I don't, I don't live in his house, so I couldn't really say for sure.
You don't live in the South?
In his house.
Oh, in his house. I thought you said the South.
I do live in the South. I don't live in his house.
Gotcha.
I don't live with the dude, so I don't know what he does. So maybe he really is satanic. I don't get that from him from at least the TV show that he had for a while. I used to watch some of that, and you would think that at least something would spill over and into all of that, but he just seems like a guy that's out to make some money is really all that it boils down to. And he knows that if I go to the extremes, it's gonna get people riled up, and that's gonna sell tickets, and ultimately I make money. So yeah. Why not?
Yeah, and I just give kudos to Kanye for having him out there, for inviting him. I know a lot of people wouldn't invite their just non-Christian friends to church. So inviting somebody like Marilyn Manson out was really cool. And we should be in prayer for Kanye, for Justin, and for Marilyn Manson. Like, be in prayer for all of them.
Well, sure.
So, so last thing up here.
Well, the Netflix movie that you referenced is Red Notice.
Red Notice. Yeah. So, and I'm not vouching for it. I'm not saying it's good.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it, to be honest. I'm a little surprised that I hadn't. Gal Gadot's also in it as well. So, I mean, that's pretty heavy lead cast there.
Yeah, I did see. I saw an advertisement for it last night for the first time. It's only been out a few days, like maybe 4 days, and I heard about it from my cousin today. So it's the only two mentions of it that I've seen.
See, yeah, I think it's kind of sad because I up until probably 2 or 3 days ago, I'd been watching a series on Netflix, and so I'd been consuming quite a bit of Netflix and didn't say anything about it. So I don't know.
Yeah, but Netflix doesn't necessarily advertise, though. I mean, they have the things at the top, but if you're not looking at that, you're not going to see any Netflix advertisements.
So you've got a little something up here about Anakin.
Yeah, so, I almost missed that. So, apparently, Anakin is going to be in Ahsoka. Now, this is one of, in Ahsoka's Disney Plus series that's coming out maybe next year or 2023. Either way, a lot of people have an issue with this because in the same way that Kenobi and Vader or Kenobi and Anakin had their fight, and the phrase from A New Hope insinuates, in a way, watching Episode 3, that was their last battle. So, Anakin and Ahsoka... The idea was, hey, just let that ending in Season 7 of Clone Wars be that final moment. But Hayden Christensen is supposed to be in Ahsoka. So
not necessarily Anakin, but an Anakin Darth Vader presence. Yeah.
So either way, I mean,
I mean, because otherwise, I think Anakin, what we're going to get a flashback.
I don't know. I don't know.
So then there's a lot of de-aging and stuff, and I think just that gets too messy. So yeah, so maybe stating more as a Darth Vader in Ahsoka. Yeah, and you know, I'm all for it. I think that's fine. I'm willing to be open to it and see how well it goes. So
Yeah.
and do it while we can, because we're not gonna
Aging.
yeah, we're not gonna be able to keep doing this. So. And then what's above it?
Well, I saw this, and I guess we can mention it. So there was an issue this week with Chris Pratt. He faced some backlash after being thankful for a healthy daughter because his wife, Catherine Schwarzenegger, I think this is Catherine. They had a baby, healthy baby girl, and he was very grateful for it. And apparently, he has a son with, I guess, somebody else that is not as healthy. Has medical problems. So he was facing a whole bunch of backlash like, oh, are you forgetting that you have another son, child, whatever. And so I thought that was weird. I thought it was interesting. And I was like, why would y'all bash him for being healthy or thankful for a healthy daughter? Like,
right.
That makes no sense. But he is a Christian, so people hate on him a lot for his Christian beliefs and the way he addresses things.
Sure.
But yeah, man, that was it. But he did say that he separated himself from social media for a little bit and listened to his Christian music playlist. So he was plugging Christian music in a way.
There you go.
And so that's cool. I hope that he never stops listening to Christian music.
Yeah.
Yeah, never stop.
So Kingstone Comics has currently right now, and so this will be till I believe till the end of November. So if you catch this podcast after November or watch this video after November, this won't be relevant anymore. But they had their Heroes and Devos, not Divas, Devos half off sale. So check out Kingstone Comics. They've got a bunch of comics on sale right now, and super cheap. So a good way to be able to stock up, whether for yourself, your youth group, for a friend, Christmas gifts, that sort of thing. But specifically, if you go through us to be able to get those comics, then we will get a portion of those proceeds, and that'll help support Solomon's Porch podcast as well. So.
Yeah, we really hadn't plugged that a whole lot. I mean, I hadn't had anybody tell me that they had bought some comics from there, but yeah, I mean, we are an affiliate sponsor of Kingstone Comics, so if you wanted to go get some comics there, like Sean said, but you have to let us know that you did, so we could let them know that you purchased it via Solomon's Porch.
Right, so that way we can get some of that credit.
Yeah, absolutely. So we appreciate anybody who's interested in doing that, who does it.
All right, so on to music news.
Yeah.
Skillet has available for pre-order right now their new album, Dominion. There's 2 singles out right now, Standing in the Storm and Surviving the Game. Have you heard both singles yet?
I have not.
Okay.
So.
I'll be honest with you, they sound like everything else by Skillet. And one track's a little bit better than the other, in my opinion, but, I'm not going to, rush out and try to pre-order. It is not going to be on vinyl so far. It's only on CD or digital platforms. So
see, that's already a no-no for Sean.
Yeah,
you got to have vinyl.
So shame on them. I'm not interested anymore.
See, the only way he's going to get my album is if I put it on vinyl and then purchase it for him.
Yeah.
And then deliver it to his house and put it in his record player.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm joking. Sean loves me more than that, I think.
No. So, Fit for a King has announced that they have some new fall merch. Some really cool looking stuff. So, if you're into Fit for a King, check it out. They are almost always updating their merch line. So, stay on top of it. Check back. If you're a fan, keep taking a look at what they're doing with their merch. It seems like so often anymore these days that a band will just come out with, hey, this is the 2 or 3 T-shirts that we got, and maybe that's all that they can work with, and I get that. But man, Fit for a King's always got new stuff coming out, and so they stay on top of it really well.
Yeah, man. Fit for a King, they, in general, they are one of my higher ranking Christian metal bands.
Yeah.
I think they do a good job. Speaking of Never Stop from earlier, if anybody got the hint, my new single Never Stop is available now.
No, please stop.
I never stop. So I think the last podcast episode we did, I did play it on there, and we haven't recorded since then. So it is now available. You can check that out on any streaming platform, and anywhere you purchase music or listen to it is there. So shout out to Reed B Versus for being a part of that, and yeah, man. So that's all I have. Interesting point.
You were on that track too?
I was on that track. That's right.
Oh,
that's right. Yeah.
I thought
yeah.
it was just Rebe.
So I will say this. So Track Stars did Line for Line, and they put that song up against Eminem's Greatest Song, and I got like 3 votes online. So anybody out there who voted for me online, shout out to y'all. Y'all are the true champs, even though you're liars, because Eminem clearly beat me in that round. Clearly. I think those were Christian-only people, so I think I got sympathy votes, or I got Christian-only votes.
I think you just got sympathy votes.
Yeah. So y'all go check it out if you're interested in checking it out. And yeah, so that's it for the news segment. We'll be back soon. Make sure you stay tuned.